What's up, guys? It's your Formless guide, and today we're talking about the shape of awareness. There's a moment before the thought, before the name, when something shifts. A pattern dissolves, a breath reroutes, a memory rewrites itself. Not because you forced it, but because you witnessed it. This is the shape of awareness. And the brain, like the cosmos, responds to attention. Neuroplasticity is not a theory. It is the echo of a choice made sacred. Some say the mind is a machine, that personality is permanent, that trauma is a scar, not a seed. But the truth is older than science and deeper than myth. The brain is clay. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. It happens constantly. Every time you learn a new skill, every time you practice a new thought, every time you direct your attention somewhere fresh, the brain rewires itself. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Think of this as a chain that's forming. It's a fundamental biological process that responds directly to your awareness. This is a sacred permission to change, to rewire, and to rewild. Prometheus gives us fire. Consciousness gives us choice. Every breath you take with awareness reshapes the neural forest. Every moment of presence that you give yourself is like a pruning, and it feels like you're planting a new path that's being forged for yourself. Meditation is not an escape, it's an architecture. Prayer is not pleading, it's patterning. Trauma healing is not erasure, it's a rerouting of the river. You are not the echo, you are the architect. Look to the trees. When struck by lightning, they reroute their growth. When roots are severed, they reach sideways. The forest doesn't mourn what was, it adapts in such amazing ways. Mycelial networks mirror neural ones. Fungi remember, soil listens. Your brain is not separate from the earth. It is its mirror. Take time and truly give this a visualization of how complex, yet how clear your mind is. This is where the formless meets the form. The Formless Guide isn't just a philosophy, it's a living practice that works through the sacred technology of your very being. Your mindful awareness isn't just a state of mind, it is the driver of your own neuroplasticity. Human development itself is an act of neuroplasticity. We are constantly rewiring, changing from our first moments of seeking safety to our last moments of seeking meaning. The chakras then can be seen as centers of awareness that hold a different kind of truth. When you direct your mindful awareness to these centers, you are actively rewiring the brain's ability to find safety connection, and cultivating wisdom. We're going to start by naming them. Being the root chakra, the foundation. When you bring your awareness to your sense of safety and belonging, you strengthen the neural pathways associated with trust and security rather than fear. Oftentimes, the first chakra, Muladhara, is ruled by our fear of life, the fear of uncertainty in life, the fear of pain in life, the fear of just fear in life. These are all things that happen, but with the given awareness and compassion, it can be unleashed and it can blossom in confidence and change and a strong foundation for oneself before moving into higher states of consciousness. Now to the sacral chakra, where we have flow. Awareness here reroutes the old emotional patterns, allowing for a healthy flow of feelings instead of an explosive or blocked reaction. Have you ever had moments when you've just exploded, or at some times you just didn't know how to express it, so it came out in some dramatically different way than it was truly intended? This has a lot to do with your emotional intensity, understanding emotional intelligence, and creating an easier, smooth flow within yourself. This side is associated strongly with the subconscious, otherwise known as Avanga, which we cover in previous episodes. Now we move on to the third chakra, the solar plexus, where our will is cultivated. Directing attention to this center rewires your personal power, allowing you to choose how to respond to a situation rather than being controlled by it without insulting your own pride. Oftentimes, pride can rule our lives, be it consciously or unconsciously. What makes the difference between pride and will is within will, there is no absolute identity. Pride has an absolute completion, an image of perfection that doesn't exist, because I don't know isn't a possibility within that form. Now we move into the heart chakra. This is where you literally create new pathways of empathy and connection for both yourself and others. Oftentimes I mention compassion is the gateway to creating change in the natural perception of our reality. Compassion is such an underestimated power that when it's shown, when it's given a chance, it shows you how much it is needed and how much it is also a gift. Now we move into the throat chakra, where we speak about truth. Truth uncovers another very adept level of awareness, particularly being mindfulness awareness here builds the neural framework for authentic expression, allowing you to speak your truth with clarity. The third eye, intuition. This is the ultimate act of rewiring, choosing to listen to your intuition over the repetitive narrative of the past. So what this is saying here is the clarity of the third eye comes from the dissolution of self. When this happens, ego is brought to a minute yet fluid layer through which choices, decisions, possibilities, be it past, present, or future, is made available and clear to you in ways that can be unexplainable. From regular things like you forgot something to things of dreams, things of psychic layer that can make you feel like a seer, that can make you see a different layer of life. The true essence of life comes from the neglect of individuality and the understanding of everything all at once. Where we come to the crown chakra. Here, your awareness creates the new neurological pathways for deep spiritual knowing and a sense of being part of something bigger. And this covers that expansive awareness that we refer to as consciousness. Some may have other names for it, but here it is focused upon as the essence of consciousness. And when we connect to this, it opens you up naturally to experiences, to people, to new possibilities in life that you wouldn't have thought possible or you just didn't think of. The chakras are not just symbols, they are the emotional and energetic points where our awareness can directly influence this sacred rewiring of the brain. Now I want you to pause because we've covered a lot of information. And within that, I want you to feel the thought you've repeated for years. Is it yours? Or is it something you inherited? Is it truth? Or is it just a habit? And finally, is it ready to be rewired? Are you ready to accept that this change is a possibility for you? Neuroplasticity is not a ladder, it is a spiral. You return to the same thought, but you are changed. You meet the same wound, but you approach it with new hands. You speak the same prayer, but it echoes differently. This is not progress, it is a sacred pattern. You are not the story you were told. You are the storyteller. Neuroplasticity is not just science, it is a sacred technology. The shape of awareness is ever shifting, and you, the beloved sculptor, its creator, are already mid-creation. As we close this transmission, remember you can find us on Spotify and all other podcast platforms, as well as YouTube. You can find the link in the bio. Follow along as we continue this journey in the formless nature of you. This is your Formless Guide, signing off.